Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, recording this in early August, 2025, and I am so pleased to have been able to flee the Phoenix area this summer for two reasons. Number one, the weather isn't nearly as bad here in Taiwan, and even when it gets really bad, we have really good infrastructure. I can't tell you how many days I'm all over the place in Taipei, and I hardly have to spend a number of seconds outdoors, and I'm certainly not driving a car, right? Actually, hot weather kind of becomes exponentially challenging when you're also getting into your car and it's baking at 120 degrees. That makes it that much harder, and it doesn't help that my car is 11 years old, and we don't have very good parking spots in Phoenix is in the desert, so we don't have a shade to park in most of the time. Right here in Taiwan, even if you had to park in hot weather, which you would be crazy to do, why would you even want to own a car here? Even if you had to do that, there's plenty of trees to park under. Right, that's the first reason why Phoenix. I'm so glad to leave Phoenix. And second, even when you run into trouble here in Taiwan, you get a lot of support, right? Over in Phoenix, anytime you run into trouble, bam, everybody just leaves you, right, to your own devices. You could be dying of COVID. You could be heat wave kind of problems or kind of mental health issues. You just broke up with somebody. You could have something really bad happen in front of somebody and nobody would care, right? Imagine you were victimized by some kind of drive-by shooting or violence. People would watch and maybe film you even to put on YouTube instead of helping you. I'm not joking. I wouldn't be surprised if something actually wasn't there a shooting a few years ago in Phoenix. I gotta look it up, but I think there was a couple of unsolved shootings. I know because when I went to the news with my car being broken into, my story was part of a package of what are they called, silent witness stories, and a bunch of them were unsolved murders where they happened in open sight. Drive-by shooting or kidnapping happened in open sight, unsolved, and that would never happen here in Taiwan. Right? People actually look out for each other. And so I'm making it a goal that for as long as I'm keeping my job in Phoenix, I'm going to make it a goal to get out of there every summer, especially to come to Taiwan. Also, I'm making a second goal related to this one. Because I network so well with people here in Taiwan, I'm thinking of just completely giving up on networking in Phoenix. Now, why would I want to do that? The reason I want to do that is so that I can treat my life in Phoenix like it's a business and run it accordingly. I think sometimes people walk all over me at my job, in my daily life. By daily life, I mean things like negotiating housing, right? I live with roommates. A lot of times, the reason I lose those negotiations is that I have other things on my mind, right? So, for example, my last roommate, I had met him through a mutual friend, and he had two other roommates who he had lived with for a number of years. One of them was an alcoholic. He himself drank a lot. I don't think he would fit the definition of an alcoholic, but he drank a lot. His roommate was a full-blown alcoholic, and a lot of times when I could have spoken up, I didn't. I have this bad habit. I have a tendency when somebody gets in my personal space and I'm upset, as soon as they're out of my personal space, I forget about it. The best time to negotiate conflict is when you're not in the midst of it, right? So I missed a number of warning signs. One day I had come home, I was so tired, I collapsed. And when I woke up, he had gone through my stuff. He had commented about some lyrics that I had written. This was around the time of the 90th anniversary of Mary Curry's passing. I wrote a new version of Candle in the Wind. You guys heard, I've sung it on here before. And he was reading my revisions of the lyrics, and he was wondering who the song was about. And at first I was taken aback. Like, did I give you permission to go through my backpack? I mean, just because I'm tired. But at the same time, I realized he didn't see anything that I wouldn't want to share with him anyway. And so I really didn't speak up. I really should have. The problem is that I don't always have the best situations on hand, right? I don't want to rock the housing boat, right? I don't have somewhere to go tonight. And part of the reason why I often don't have a lot of resources is precisely because I let people walk over. It's a vicious cycle, is what it is, right? And so I need to break that. And my way of breaking it is just completely treating Phoenix like it's a business and come here for the social life every summer. That way I get out of the hot weather as well. That's going to be my new overall goal. I think I can swing it because by treating it like this, I think I can do a whole lot better with my career and with civilian life, right? In terms of the housing, in terms of all the other day-to-day activities, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.